good people. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome to Unlearning to Learn with Tato. And if you're a regular, welcome back to Unlearning to Learn with Tato, where we debunk myth and change our old ways of thinking. I feel like y'all know what I'm going to say next. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I know I've not been consistent the way I would have loved to be. School had me by the neck, okay? But I know I've been saying this, but from now on, I'm going to be consistent. Most of y'all said you would prefer to listen to a podcast on a Monday. So I'm going to be posting on Mondays, after every 2 weeks on Mondays. So yeah, let's get into today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about projecting on other people because we haven't healed, and vice versa. People projecting on us because they haven't healed. I feel like most of us have projected once in our lifetime, without even being aware. Usually when you project, you're not even aware, you're not conscious that you're projecting. And if I were to define projection, I would say projection is a defense mechanism whereby you throw or place your negative thoughts, unwanted emotions, and insecurities onto other people. And unlearning the habit of projecting on other people because we haven't healed is a crucial step towards personal growth and healthy relationships. Because if you think about it, you can't have healthy relationships when you're always projecting. Like, people are not going to want to be in your space because it's negative and it's not a joyous space to be in, because they know that whenever they talk about something, you're always going to project based on your own unresolved issues. And I feel like most of us growing up, we didn't know how to deal with our uncomfortable emotions. Therefore, we resorted to projecting. And it's actually a cycle. Our parents also didn't know how to deal with their own uncomfortable emotions. Therefore, they couldn't teach us how to deal with our uncomfortable emotions, therefore resulting in us projecting onto other people. So it's up to us to heal and find better ways or healthier ways to deal with uncomfortable, emotions, to deal with our triggers, so that we don't find ourselves always projecting. And if I were to give an example, a simple example of projection, if someone is not confident in their skin or their body or anything that has to do with them, you'll find that they're going to make comments about your body. They're going to make comments about you because they're projecting, because they're not content with themselves, And projection can come in many ways, in various forms. So it's also important to just be self-aware. Actually, before I get into that, people project for various reasons. It could be that they want to feel better about themselves, they lack self-awareness, they're not emotionally intelligent or mature, they haven't healed, they went through I can't speak. It's been long since I've done this. They went through trauma and they haven't dealt with it, and it's still there. The wound is still there. So therefore, because they don't have an outlet, or they don't have healthy ways of dealing with those emotions and traumas, they tend to project. So it's very important to be self-aware, so that when you find yourself projecting and getting triggered, you're able to bring yourself back into line and stop yourself and just sit down with yourself and ask yourself, okay, why did I get triggered when that topic was mentioned? Where does it stem from? So that you can be able to deal with it, and also just be emotionally intelligent, so that when people project, you don't take it personal, you don't dwell on whatever they said. You're able to recognize and be like, oh, okay, no, I don't have an issue. Clearly this person is projecting. They have an issue within themselves, and now they want to put it on me. So because a lot of times, you find yourself people making comments or just saying weird stuff, and when you don't know how to recognize when someone is projecting, you end up taking it personal and you just dwell on it, and it just becomes this big thing. Whereas if you're emotionally intelligent and you're self-aware, you're able to see that, oh, okay, actually I'm okay. Like, this person just has a problem within themselves, they just battling with things within themselves, and now they just want to place it on me. So I'm not going to take it. It has nothing to do with me. They need to deal with their own issues. I feel like it's going to save us a lot, and you're just going to be at peace, because you're going to understand that, okay, I'm not saying you should go around saying you're perfect, you're right, but all I'm just saying is that be able to recognize when someone is projecting, so that like the comment I gave about people making comments about your body, be able to be like, oh, okay, I'm content with my body, so clearly this person they're not confident, they lack self-esteem, that's why they make such comments, because they're projecting. So I'm okay with my body, I'm okay with my skin, so clearly they're just projecting. Another example that I want to give, a lot of people are going to relate with this one. I feel like this is also a common example. Let's say you're in a relationship and your partner is cheating, right? They're going to come and make comments like, where were you? Who are you spending time with? Who are you talking to? That's because they're feeling emotions of guilt and shame, and they don't know how to deal with them. So their first instinct is to project, because they're doing something bad. They automatically now think you're also doing it. So that's why now they start asking questions like that, because now they're projecting, because they don't know how to deal with the emotions of guilt and shame. There's so many examples that I can give about projection. It's just that I just wanted you guys to have an idea of what projection is. So easy to talk about how someone else is projecting and they're just throwing these things on me, but do you also put yourself in mind? Do you also know when you project? Are you able to recognize when you project? And when it comes to unlearning the habit of projecting on other people because we haven't healed, I feel like the first step is recognizing and coming to a realization that I have a habit of projecting. Paying attention to situations where you find yourself making assumptions and judgments onto other people based on your own unresolved issues. And secondly, just knowing your triggers, identifying situations that push or trigger your tendency or need to project onto other people. And journaling and seeing a therapist can also help you uncover and navigate your triggers. I know there are other people that don't like therapy. I've met people who are whenever I speak about therapy, they just start being defensive, side eye. But therapy is not the only way. There are various ways where you can uncover and just try to understand your triggers and where they stem from. Although, if you know me, I'm a big believer in therapy. I am for therapy. I always encourage people to go to therapy, but therapy is not the only way, as I said. And just putting in the work to heal your emotional wounds and unresolved issues. I mean, the goal here is to find the underlying issue that pushes you to project, So it's very important to put in the work. Putting in the work can look different for different people. As I said, it could be journaling, it could be going to therapy, it could be spending time with yourself. You can work on your emotional wounds in different ways. I mean, we are different as people. What works for me might not work for you. So you just need to find what works for you, something that could help you just understand your emotional wounds, heal your emotional wounds. But bottom line is putting in the work. I mean, with healing, it doesn't just happen overnight. You need to put in the work. You need to be consistent, You just need to put in the work to heal your emotional wounds. And another thing is that with projection, it can be based off of your past traumas or just unhealed wounds in general. So you need to also watch out for that. Try to discover if you have past traumas, if you have unhealed wounds. And just also, again, let's say when you're sitting in a group and they start talking about a certain topic and you just feel yourself starting to, your blood boiling, and you just want to speak on that topic and you just feel triggered, you also need to just sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why is it that when we're sitting as a group, when they started talking about a certain topic, why did I feel weird emotions? Why did I start feeling uncomfortable? Why did I feel the need to want to defend myself and, just start getting angry, And lastly, I would practice empathy, see things from other people's perspective, don't only see things from your perspective. I feel like also just seeing things from other people's perspective is also going to help you separate your emotions from their emotions, just putting yourself in people's shoes and situations, and not only seeing things from your side, and that is also just part of emotional intelligence, being able to empathize with other people and seeing things from their perspective, understanding things from their perspective, and just hearing their side. It's just also going to help you not to always project. So projection it's a real thing. Like, there are people who you don't even want to be around them, or you don't even want to talk to them, because you know that they're always gonna project. They're always just gonna say something negative based off of their past traumas or their experience, even when it's not necessary. So it's very important to be able to just watch yourself and be able to recognize when you're projecting and work on it immediately, so that you don't find yourself bleeding on people and just always putting your negative opinion because of you had a negative experience. It doesn't work like that. So it's very important to put in the work, take time to heal ourselves, so that we don't find ourselves going around bleeding onto other people, projecting onto other people. And again, another example that I could give is that, let's say you grew up in a home where you were not given a safe space to cry. Whenever you were sad, you were not validated or given that safe space to cry. So now it's a thing of, whenever someone comes to you crying, you tell them that you can't cry, like you're weak and and those type of things. That is projection, and I don't blame you. I mean, it's all because growing up you were not validated or given that safe space to cry and deal with your emotions in a healthy way. So now all is that you can't cry. So now that's what you do to everyone. You tell them that they can't cry. You tell them that they're weak for crying, because you're basing it off your past experience, So that's why it's very important to be able to just heal. And you're actually going to be surprised how, like, the kind of triggers that you have, the kind of things that trigger you, but yeah, that's just the topic for today. Let's stop projecting on other people because we haven't healed. Let's stop putting our unwanted emotions and insecurities onto other people because we are not content with ourselves and we haven't healed. So yeah, that's just my topic for today. Let's unlearn the habit of projecting onto other people because we haven't healed, and let's just also be able to recognize when other people are projecting, so that we don't find ourselves taking things personal and just taking on other people's emotions. Actually, before I close, a lot of times, if you can think about it and sit down with yourself, you see that some of the things that you're dealing with, you're not even supposed to be dealing with them. It's other people's emotions, other people's problems, and we have inherited them because we sometimes lack self-awareness and emotional intelligence. That's it from today. The vibes, what's up. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please send this episode to your friends so that they can also heal. I mean, that's what this podcast is all about. Bettering ourselves, in all aspects, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, So yeah, up until next time. Bye.